Madness. Chaos. The world is falling apart. PlayStation has now bought Remedy. That Stadia has bought Remedy. Alan Wake 2 exclusive to PlayStation or Stadia. Who knows? Everybody's saying anything at this point. Well, let's actually talk about it. Alright everyone, I've been gone for a bit. I've had stuff to do. And again, I'm back doing more regular stuff. Let's talk Alan Wake. So for a bit backstory, Alan Wake is one of my favourite games of all time. It came out at a weird time. It wasn't the game I expected because, believe it or not, Alan Wake was originally an open world game, an open world horror game. But I got the collector's edition that came with the making of DVD, and they went into detail to why it isn't open world anymore. And when you play it, you can see that there's things in the distance that you never see or go to that's clearly highly detailed. So they spent like 6 months making the game, more linear. And honestly, they did the right thing. The design choice was spot on. And in my opinion, it's one of the best suspense horror games ever made. So I'm clearly a fan. But for years, people on forums, online, Twitter, Facebook, whatever you want to call it, mocked the game for no actual reason. And that always bothered me because it's a genuinely well thought out game. The story is, people like to give Kojima all this love and praise, and while he's came up with some fascinating stories in the past, Sam Lake has a fascinating mind because the unique aspects to this game is what makes it Alan Wake. Like when you play this game from start to finish, it's one new thing after another. You're always being brought something new in the story, and that's what makes it good. And the gameplay mechanics are good as well. And over the years, it's gained quite the cult following. It's a cult classic now. So then they move on to Quantum Break. And this is when I begin to realise that Remedy is a victim of circumstance. Alan Wake released around the exact same time as Red Dead Redemption. You just don't do that with any game. You don't release a game when a Rockstar game is coming out. So who knows? Maybe Microsoft picked that date. Maybe Remedy did. Either way, it was a bad decision. But I bought it launch day. Quantum Break. Quantum Break came out. And beforehand, it was getting rave previews. People loved it. And Microsoft had poised it to be their next big franchise. But right before it came out, people heard about the resolution and it was torn apart. But at the same time, right before launch, people said that game looked amazing. Just that resolution number changes people's minds. So, the Alan Wake IP has been dormant for years. While Alan Wake has belonged to Remedy, the publishing rights has belonged to Microsoft. So, Alan Wake has been gone forever. And Remedy clearly want to make another one because they paid up, I think it was like 2.1 million euros for the publishing rights from Microsoft. So, while as a Microsoft fan, it's disappointing that Microsoft didn't go forward and tell Remedy to make another sequel. It's a shame. But at the same time, as a die-hard Alan Wake fan, there's a future for Alan Wake now. It's not just the TV series that's coming. We potentially have a sequel. Now, the obvious move at this point is a sequel down the line. But realistically, a remaster. They're probably going to put that thing on Xbox One, PlayStation, who knows, maybe even Switch. And it will sell a lot. The cult following has grown throughout the years. And honestly, I think that it would be the right move for Remedy. Because Alan Wake is a big game. It's gained a huge following over the years. And honestly, I've said in the past, a remaster could lead to a sequel. And a sequel could... It's something people like me have been waiting for years. And honestly, I would love to see Remedy make the sequel they've always wanted to Alan Wake. Sam Lake clearly has a brilliant mind for a sequel. It's just a shame that all of a sudden you have all these fake fans come out the woodwork saying that they loved Remedy all along and they love Alan Wake when they hated on it so long. So while I'm happy that we will see more Alan Wake, it's an inevitability now. It's just that it's a shame that there's all these fake people pretending that they wanted Alan Wake all along. You know, on their rigs that they already had where they could have played the game already. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about Alan Wake quickly because, you know, the sky isn't falling. It's just that we may get more Alan Wake. And in my opinion, that's a silver lining I can't avoid. So anyway, thought I'd get my 2 cents out there. If you enjoyed the video, please hit like and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications. Share this on social media. And yeah, I'll be back soon. Hope everyone has a good one. I'm out.